Welcome to News You Missed.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Well, we've got a big packed out show for you today. We've got Supreme Courts rejecting appeals. We've got France can't even keep hold of a Prime Minister. We've got Russia foiling terrorist attacks. It's massive today, so stay tuned and let's dive into the news. What's your first story, Drew?
Well, we have to start with Greta Thunberg, who's been deported from Israel after joining flotilla protests. She later landed in Greece along fellow activists. Her deportation underscores how even symbolic figures are Middle East crisis. I mean, when are they going to give it up, Paul?
Well, I don't know. It looks like Greta's given up on the climate agenda. Guess the money's run out there. She's now moved over to this Palestine agenda. What makes me laugh is I've seen a video come out from this flotilla and there's no aid anywhere to be seen. And I'll tell you right now, her boat looked quite plush and luxurious. I'm not going to lie to you. So is there something else really going on there? Well, my first story. The US Supreme Court has rejected Ghislaine Maxwell's appeal to overturn her conviction for helping Jeffrey Epstein traffic minors. Maxwell, serving a 20-year sentence, argued she was protected by Epstein's 2007 plea deal, which shielded his co-conspirators. The court dismissed that claim, calling the clause highly unusual. The decision comes amid renewed controversy over Epstein's alleged client list, which officials now say never existed. Maxwell continues to deny any list was kept or that she trafficked women to powerful figures. It's one of these weird ones, isn't it, Drew? Why is she in prison if there's no clients? I mean, the victims list is the one I'm waiting for, because if the officials aren't going to release it because they're either using that blackmail list to their own advantages, who knows?
Absolutely. And moving on, President Donald Trump and Brazil's President Lula da Silva spoke by phone describing the call as friendly. Trump confirmed plans to meet both in Brazil and the US. Signs of warmer ties despite major differences on trade and BRICS relations.
My next story, French Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu has resigned less than 12 hours after appointing a new cabinet, making his tenure the shortest in modern French history. The resignation comes amid deep divisions in Parliament over a proposed budget to tackle rising debt. Lecornu, a Macron loyalist and former defence minister, faced criticisms across political spectrum, and calls for snap elections are growing. The news triggered a 12% drop on the Paris stock market and a fall in the euro, reflecting mounting political and economic uncertainty in France. Well, from my understanding, he lasted 27 days. And nobody liked his new cabinet. And dare I say it, I think them trying to push all these climate agendas, it's all starting to fall apart. Go woke, go broke.
Next up, in Albania, a man on trial shot and killed a judge in court, sparking security concerns, raises questions about judicial safety in fragile democracies.
California and Oregon are suing President Trump to stop his order deploying 200 National Guard troops to Portland. The states argue the move is an abuse of power and violates federal law. A judge has temporarily blocked any troop deployment as the case proceeds. Trump says the action is needed to restore order, but local officials deny his claims that Portland is burning. The lawsuit marks another flashpoint in the ongoing clash over the use of military force in US cities. Now, ordinarily, I'd be totally against this, Drew. Totally against it. The military is not for deploying on your own citizens. But when your cities are overrun with gangs, drug dealers, and God knows what else, surely something needs to be done to get things back to a manageable level so that law enforcement can do their job. I'm sorry, but this just makes sense. Why are they trying to block it? This just sounds like the deep state at work all day long.
And moving on from that, Paul, this is quite interesting because there does seem to be a bit of a shift in the good, where the CDC has withdrawn its recommendation for universal COVID booster shots and now advises toddlers not to receive chickenpox and MMR vaccines at the same time. That's a major reset in the US vaccines policy amid ongoing debates, and hopefully it's going to ripple effect worldwide.
100%, Drew. 100%. We're looking forward to seeing some real good things coming out of RFK's, dare I say it, department. Russian security services say they have foiled 2 planned attacks on synagogues. The FSB says suspects were arrested in Krasnoyarsk with an improvised explosive device and in Pyatigorsk with suspected firebombs, and that messages from a foreign instigator were found. Authorities allege the plots aim to incite religious hatred, echoing unrest after a 2023 incident that was fueled by online calls. Drew, this is an old playbook that the deep state uses, isn't it? They want us at each other's throats because of religion, when really we should be looking at the banks and the governments.
And flying to the UK, Pornhub's traffic from the UK collapsed after a new age verification laws came into force. A fierce debate on censorship, digital privacy and online freedoms is now underway. We've got a lot of unhappy people out there.
Frustrated, dare I say it? Will they turn to drink? Who knows? We'll keep an eye on this one. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban has declared that Hungary will not adopt the euro, saying the European Union is falling apart. In an interview this week, Orban said the EU is in crisis and that tying Hungary's future to a disintegrating bloc would be a mistake. He's long been at odds with Brussels over issues like support for Ukraine and sanctions on Russia, accusing EU leaders of pushing Europe towards war. Orban also claims the EU is interfering in Hungary's domestic politics to weaken his government.
Next up, Canada faces backlash after it emerged a convicted child predator was granted a visa under Trudeau's government, and the approaching minister was later promoted to Minister of Justice. Public outrage could fuel political turmoil in Ottawa.
Somali forces have successfully stopped a 6-hour assault on the high-security Godka Jilakal prison in Mogadishu. All 7 al-Shabaab attackers were killed after attempting to breach the facility, disguised as security personnel. The attack near the presidential palace targeted detainees linked to terrorism. This comes amid ongoing efforts by Somali and African Union forces to combat al-Shabaab's attacks and stabilise the region. Africa's a hot topic at the moment, Drew. Lots going on over there. Don't know who it is, but someone's funding these terrorist organisations to stop Africa rising and standing on its own 2 feet.
Yeah, the amount of Christians that are getting killed over there is absolutely diabolical. Next up, China has officially opened the world's tallest bridge, once again breaking its own engineering record, a symbol of China's push for infrastructure dominance. I mean, over there, it's a whole new world, isn't it, Paul?
They are so far ahead of, dare I say it, the West. It's incredible. The list is endless with China. They just don't want to play the silly political games that we are in the West and destroying ourselves in the meantime. My quirky story of the day: England is introducing a new law banning free refills on sugary drinks in restaurants. Multi-buy offers and price promotions on unhealthy foods will also be prohibited. The government says the move aims to tackle childhood obesity and shift healthcare focus from treatment to prevention. Popular outlets like Nando's and Five Guys will now limit bottomless drinks such as Coke, Fanta and Dr Pepper to just 1 serving per meal. I am all for this. I think this is fantastic because we need to tackle it at source, which is the crap stuff that we eat and drink. And my last story for the news you missed: a South Carolina judge's $1.5 million home was destroyed in a fire Saturday in what investigators are treating as possible arson. Judge Diana Goodstein, who had received death threats after blocking a Department of Justice voter data request, was walking her dogs when the blaze started. Her husband and 2 family members were injured escaping the 3-story home, with her husband airlifted to hospital with serious injuries. Authorities are investigating the cause of the fire, which reportedly involved an explosion.
All right, let's shift gears to the markets, money and the mayhem of cybersecurity, where fortunes rise, firewalls fall, and we all try to make sense of it all.
Well, Drew, I've got a story to throw into the mix. Pope Leo XIV is taking steps to reverse some of Pope Francis's controversial financial decisions. On Monday, he cancelled a 2022 law that concentrated Vatican financial power in the Vatican Bank, allowing the Holy SEE to use banks outside when deemed more efficient. This follows Leo's recent move to transfer a key Francis-era administrator to Paris, signalling plans to reform Vatican fundraising and increase transparency for major donors. These actions mark the new Pope's early effort to recalibrate financial oversight and restore confidence in the Vatican operations.
Over to markets and crypto. Bitcoin surged past $125,000, pushing its market cap above $2.5 trillion. Institutional momentum is strong, but volatility never sleeps. Bitcoin is now steadier than some politicians, and at least it doesn't need campaign donations. Moving to ETH, which sits just 8% from its all-time high, with ETFs pulling in $1.29 billion last week. A breakout seems imminent. ETH is that broke friend who somehow still shows up at brunch with bottomless mimosas. XRP reclaimed $3 after leveraged traders were flushed out. Analysts see another 30 to 40% upside if resistance breaks. Last week marked the biggest inflow ever, with nearly $6 billion entering the market. Institutions are now shopping for coins like it's Costco on payday. And shifting to Michael Saylor's mega win, MicroStrategy market cap just took over Coinbase. His Excel sheet is worth more than Wall Street's favourite exchange. And gold smashed through $4,000 an ounce, silver surged nearly $50, and both metals are on fire. Grandma's necklace is officially outperforming half of Wall Street, and SPX hit $6,715. Nasdaq hit $22,780, and oil climbed as OPEC Plus announced a modest output hike. Investors are partying like it's 1999 and hoping the hangover never comes. Now, Paul, more important stuff that people need to know more of. Cyber and hacker news. A critical 9.8 flaw in Oracle e-business suite is being exploited by the Chi-op gang. No logging required. Click Remind Me Later could now cost your company $5 million. And Zimbra calendar hackers weaponized a calendar invite to steal Brazil's military credentials. Declining a meeting is awkward, but accepting it might cost you national secrets. And attackers can now force malicious extensions active by default. That coupon extension your aunt installed, yes, it probably runs a spy agency now. Guys, I can go on and on and on. I've got about 10 here. I don't want to bore you guys, so head over to my Patreon. It's all for free. I update all of this daily to keep you guys safe. So, where Bitcoin moons, gold glitters and hackers remind us that patching once a month is like brushing your teeth once a month. I'll see you tomorrow with more markets, more madness and malware.
Well, everybody, that was the news you missed with the financial funny twist on the end. Thank you all for joining us. Loads going on out there. Actually, a lot of it really good. So don't forget, there is hope always. And please join us over on charlieward.com, where you can sign up and join the Insiders Club live every Wednesday and Saturday, and understand why me and Drew still sit here with big smiles on our faces, even though it might look a little bit scary out there. You can ask our guests the questions that are burning inside you. All that's left for me to say is to take care, God bless, and see you all soon. Bye now.
Bye bye.